Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at the downloadable datasheets for Imperial Armor. We've also got the points as well, but there is a little trick to getting them, which I will show you exactly how, and there's a link down in the description. This video is sponsored by CMO Games. More on that later. Downloadable datasheets and points for Imperial Armor. Though millions of war machines churn through the grinder of endless war in the 41st millennia, some are so rare or massive that they acquire an enduring notoriety. These precious assets are detailed in Imperial Armor, and you can download updated versions of these essential documents for new editions of Warhammer 40,000 today. And if you are newer to the game, the Imperial Armor datasheets are the ones that are essentially models offered from Forgeworld for the most part, but still going to be usable in Warhammer 40,000 competitive play, as were the legends. A lot of those were like the Horus Heresy, some of the newer plastic kits, and some of the Forgeworld, and those are specifically only used for fun with your buddies or if your opponent agrees on it, but not in competitive play. Alright, and here we have a full list of all the factions and then their datasheets. The Imperial Armor datasheets comprise many units found in the Forgeworld web store, and unlike Warhammer Legends, these forces are all sanctioned for use in official tournament games. Points for these units will be available in the Munitorum Field Manual 2023 Mark 1. So right off the bat, we have Space Marines, Aeldari, Adeptus Custodes, Imperial Knights, Grey Knights, Necrons, Chaos Knights, Orks, Tau Empire, Titans, Tyrnanids, Drukhari, Astra Militarum 1, and Astra Militarum 2. And we will actually jump in and take a look at, I think, the Adeptus Custodes, because that's the ones I'm the most familiar with. And just a note from GW, that concludes our datasheet downloads for this week. Stay tuned for Warhammer Community for more updates in the near future. Make sure to show us the giant engines of destruction you'll be adding to your army on Facebook and Twitter. So let's take a look at the Adeptus Custodes. So there are 26 pages of Custodes, which is not a surprise because there's a ton of Forgeworld and a lot of key units are available from Forgeworld. We'll just take a look at the Sagittarium Custodians. So we see pretty standard stats here. Move 6, toughness 6, 2 up, 4 up, invulnerable. I do like that they added the invulnerable save up here instead of just listing it down there. That is a cool improvement. Wounds 3, leadership 6+, OC 2. The bolt caliber is their main gun. Sustained hits 1, 36-inch range, attacks 3, BS 2+, strength 5, -1, 2 damage. They do have deep strike. They have karate, and then they have the saturation volley. In your shooting phase, after this unit has shot, select one enemy unit, excluding monsters and vehicles, hit by one or more of those attacks until the start of your next turn. While this unit is on the battlefield, that enemy unit is suppressed. While the unit is suppressed, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, subtract 1 from the hit roll. So all you have to do is just hit a unit with 1 shot, which obviously hitting on 2 shouldn't be a problem, especially with 3 shots each. And then you can just pick one unit that was hit and subtract 1 from their hit rolls. And that's going to last until the start of your next turn. So very good. It does affect shooting and combat. So basically they'll be able to sit in the back line, kind of get a shot on something, or just stay mobile, moving around, get an angle on something, and then substantially weaken it. Even if you're not able to just kill it, it will dish out a lot less firepower. And then instead of having a second weapon profile, they have the disintegration beams. Once per battle at the start of your shooting phase, this unit can use this ability. If it does until the end of the phase, ranged weapons equipped by models in that unit have devastating wounds ability. So on 15 shots, you're probably going to get about 2 with the sustained hits, maybe 3 mortal wounds out of this. So definitely toned down a bit, but I do like the saturation volley ability. So pretty cool overall. And then if we just go down here, this was my only issue with it. Unfortunately, they've changed, obviously, unit composition stuff. It's just 5 Sagittarium Custodes. So you can't actually modify it. Before you could take 3, you could take 10, and anything in between. Now it's just a flat 5. They do have a special rule, Custodian Guard. If a model from your army with the leader ability can be attached to a Custodian Guard unit, it can be attached to this unit instead. So you could put a leader or something like that in it, but it is only 5 models now. So as where before you might min squad 3 just to fill some troop requirements, or take 10 if you wanted to really dish out some firepower. Now it's just straight up 5. So cool, just definitely some changes. Now a quick message from today's sponsor. CMO Games has been selling Games Workshop products online for over 20 years. They carry the full line of Games Workshop products, including Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, Necromunda, Blood Bowl, paint tools, and more. Almost all Games Workshop products are priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games takes pre-orders for most Games Workshop products released at their earliest date possible. 12:01 a.m. on Saturday, they go live. Most of these pre-order products are also priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games offer free shipping in the US 48 with an order of $50 or more. Their customer service is top-notch and they ship most orders within 24 hours. Visit CMOGames.com using the affiliate link in the description and let them know that you heard about CMO Games from Warhammer Man. Now back to the video. So we're not going to go through everything. You guys can have a look on your own. Just a couple data sheets that I was curious about. I just shot down here to the Contemptor-Galatus Dreadnought. A lot of the Forgeworld stuff is basically what the army is built around. And in this case, I think 100% the Contemptor-Galatus Dreadnought is going to be very, very popular and very, very strong. Movement is 6, toughness 9, save 2+, 4+ invulnerable save, wounds 10, leadership 6, OC 3. He's got his ranged weapon, which is like the little flamer. Pretty cool, but the Galatus Warblade is what really matters. It is melee, attacks 8, weapon skill 2, strength 8, which is kind of weak, but it does have AP -2 and damage 3. So that is going to be very strong because we need that damage 3 in the army. And then again, it has Deadly Demise 1, Karate, and then each time a melee attack targets this model, subtract 1 from the wound roll. So it's going to be pretty freaking durable considering it's only toughness 9 and 10 wounds. With the 2 up, 4 up, and -1 to be wounded, it is pretty freaking strong. And then let's go ahead and just jump over and take a look at the points. There's obviously a ton more data sheets for all the different factions. But if we just go over here to the Adeptus Custodes points, we'll see that they have added in the Forgeworld points value down here. Now, if you just try to go the regular way to the Munitorum field manual, it's not going to link up the updated points. It's still to the old link. So I have left the link for all this down in the description so you can get the updated Forgeworld points. And there's a bunch of stuff for the Custodes. But again, we're just going to look at the Contemptor-Galatus Dreadnought 175. The Achilles is only 155. I do like that there's a 20-point difference because the Galatus is definitely better. And then also, since we just looked at them, the Sagittarium Custodes, 250 points for 5 of them. Again, no options. But if we just compare that to a 5-man Custodian Guard unit, it's 225. So they are 25 points extra for the 5, and you don't have the ability to take smaller or bigger units. But I do like them at 250. It's not bad. It's not like the good old days of being able to take only 3 and definitely going to be missing out on potentially taking like 10 of them. But I think the regular Custodian Guard with spears have enough decent shooting on them that you might not necessarily want 10 anyway. So I am really excited to look through this, to dive in and take a look at all the details, kind of mash some things around and actually be able to start list building. I think for me, this was the main one that really mattered. Most of my other armies, I don't really use Forgeworld, or if I do, it's like 1 or 2 units. With the Custodes over the last few years, pretty much had to include Forgeworld stuff. So I do have quite a bit of Forgeworld for my Custodes. So really exciting. Definitely looking forward to putting some of this stuff to practice. It's really cool that we have all of the rules and all of the points now, and there is just tons to dissect. Make sure you check out those links in the description. Let me know what you think of the new points and stuff. I checked out a couple of the other ones too. Looks like overall the stuff is pretty cool. Fairly affordable, obviously, as far as points go. I didn't notice anything in particular that was broken. I didn't spend a ton of time looking at the Aeldari stuff, but with the new Fate dice and everybody up in a roar about them, I'm going to tell you right now that some of like the Aeldari Titans and stuff like that probably have insane guns. So if you slap a Fate dice or 2 on one of them, it's going to be even more broken than the Wraith Knight. And I know people were like already worried about that. So I would expect some kind of like nerf or something like that into the future. Please understand that most people have gotten really excited about points and how good stuff is. And part of what makes an army good or competitive is when a bunch of stuff inside of it is good and it's hard to choose between. And I feel like that's the case for Aeldari and some of the other armies as well. Just like when I look at this Custodes list, the question is not going to be, is there good stuff to put in your army? It's going to be, what do you have to take out or what do you have to cut out of your list to be able to fit all the good stuff that you want? And I think that's a good problem to have. Unfortunately, it's not like that for every faction at the time, but we do have the codexes coming. Everybody should keep their head up. Play with the stuff you like, get out there, play some games, have some fun, and then we can kind of sort it out from there. I've seen a lot of tier lists and stuff like that, and I know a lot of people are competitive players, so when they put out a tier list, it has a lot of weight and bearing on it. But the truth is, we've seen it over years, we've seen it over decades. those same people are wrong all the time and will continue to be wrong about certain things. So just take everything that you see, read, or hear with a grain of salt. So let me know what you're most excited about. Are you going to be throwing some Forgeworld units in your army? Are you still upset about things going to Legends? Always like to hear back from you guys in the comments. Special thanks to CMO Games for sponsoring the video. Check them out to save 15% on your Games Workshop orders. That's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and I got some math to do, and I'm out of here.